Once again, right here on the Bogart Morning Show. The name's Ronnie J. Driz, Extraordinary DJ. Ogo is the name of this one here. Calvin Momo, the music chef, coming through with amazing music.
I've never heard someone say music chef before.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, this guy's the first, I guess. Yeah, man, like I said, exciting time. So yesterday I was just chilling with my gents, and then, somebody asked a question. Would you rather go back in time and fix all your mistakes, or get 10 million in cash? What are you going to choose?
I feel like the 10 million will be enough for me to forget my mistakes. I can move on nicely. Forgive and forget.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So we posted a tweet here on hashtag the Bogart Morning Show on X as well, saying two doors. The blue door, you go back in time and fix all your mistakes. And then there is the red door, which if you open, you get $10 million in cash. Somebody asked.
Dollars?
Yeah, dollars. Okay. Somebody asked me what currency is it, because
no, that's important.
trying to do
That's
some dollars here, man. Or
it's a very important question. What currency?
All respect to them, but yes.
What are the people saying? Because for me, I feel like it's obvious.
Listen, before we even go to the people, listen. I'm not going back in time, okay? I've already lived through. There's nothing new for me there. But I never had 10 million in my account, okay?
Right.
I don't know where that takes me. Why would I want to go back? What? No.
I've been there before.
That's not happening. Come on, man. Come on, man. But definitely, me, personally, I'm taking the 10 mil going. We're taking that back.
Nah.
100%, man. And then let me read a couple of tweets here as well. The first one's like, blue door any day.
Going
Some
back in
things
time.
can be fixed by mine.
Okay.
So this guy, clearly, we disagree because he's taking the blue door. He said any day. Because some things cannot be fixed by money.
Yeah, like trauma. Some trauma. You just need to go back and say, I'm staying at home today. I'm not going out.
Listen, money can fix anything in my life. I'm going to let you know right now, okay? So if there's anybody who wants to give me money to help me fix anything, just give me the money, okay? Because we're all about the money. What? This place must be tripping. What? Okay, maybe trauma. I don't know what trauma this is. Whatever you can go through, you shouldn't keep things too hard, guys. Let's keep it moving. The world is just too big for one small little item.
If there are people who don't travel, never mind leaving the province, they don't even leave their city. So for them, the world feels very small.
That's what I was talking about last week on Friday when I played that song Healing. Because I was like, healing is a very powerful process and it's a very unique process. You know what I mean? Not many people can do that.
Yeah.
And clearly he's not one of them. I think I need to play him that song. If he's listening right now, I'm gonna play him that healing song, because this brother needs some healing. Okay, that's what he needs.
No judgment though. No judgment.
No judgment. And then the next I got another tweet here. It says the red door any day anytime. The next guy, Mr. Flo Cash, Mr. Flo Chris Cash, I don't know what his name is. He said 10 mil will fix my past, present, and future problems.
By
Hallelujah.
just by his username. His username alone told me which option he was going to pick.
Yeah, man. Hallelujah, man. So download the Bogart Radio app. Let me know what your thoughts are. Would you take the blue door where you go back in time and fix all your mistakes, or you're going to take the red door and take the 10 million in cash? You know what I mean? But this song is for everybody who's gone through trauma, because, healing is a very beautiful process and unique process. And I feel like everybody should be capable of that. And I wish it upon everybody, because everybody goes through things. So definitely this is the time. Good morning. The Bogart Morning Show. I trust that you're having a fantastic day, man. I feel like people need healing out there, And one thing is for sure, when we're going to receive the healing, when we receive justice for that little girl.
Yeah.
For an incident. Is it Eastern Cape? It's Eastern Cape, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, man. And I still don't understand what is going on and, why. But apparently now the other guy, they say that they're going to They're going to get him into court sometime this week. Yeah, because I was trying to call the MEC of the education yesterday, and we couldn't get a hold of him. But he said that when did he say he's going to come?
He said I should check in with his team and they'll let
Yes,
me know.
man.
Yeah.
This is Mr. Fundile.
Yeah.
Get it? His name is Fundile, but he's
Yes,
MEC of
he's the
Education.
MEC of Education.
Oh, snap. Okay. But in all seriousness, if you don't know what we're speaking about.
Well, but anyway, shout out to him, man, because he had a couple of things to say, and he also deregistered the whole school because it seemed like it was a thing that was going on in the whole school to protect the other children as well, because we don't know at this point what exactly is going on.
The principal was claiming that this whole situation was ruining the school's reputation. And the situation he's referring to is him refusing to hand over his DNA for testing. Because the other two men that were present on the day who had contact with little Kwekwe,
Exactly.
they gave over their DNA willingly and they were cleared. They weren't a match. He's the only one that's like, no, I'm not doing it.
It's really insane. But yeah, man, the time is exactly past. Let's hear what Robs has in the sports.
Top of the morning from the sports desk. Let's take a quick look at your sporting headlines for this morning. Of course, diving into the world of football. As we know, we've just returned back to domestic league football after a 2-week break from international football. Of course, that brings pretty much the penultimate rounds of the football of the domestic football season. Of course, as things stand, we just under 9 matches, rather 10 matches to go until we wrap up the season. And of course, things are hotting up across different leagues in Europe, but more specifically in Africa. Specifically in Africa, as I mentioned, we look at the CAF Champions League, where of course all attention now shifts to what Mamelodi Sundowns can do this evening and this afternoon. Rather, of course, Mamelodi Sundowns will be in action against Esperance de Tunis. The game, of course, kicks off at around 3 p.m. this afternoon, and of course, the Buccaneers, the Sea Robbers, will face the Pride of Algeria against MC Alger. That game kicks off at around 9 p.m. this evening. So, of course, both South African teams will be looking to book their spot into the semi-finals. This is, of course, the first leg of the quarterfinals. So it's a victory, or possibly not a loss in each respective match will be pretty much a mandate for both South African teams in this regard. Of course, the Mamelodi Sundowns are looking to make it into the latter rounds of the tournament for the first time since it's been about 6 years or close to 10 years since they got close to the finals as far as the CAF Champions League is concerned. For Orlando Pirates, things are a lot more different in that regard. Of course, our coach Jose Rivera is looking to notch up yet another star for the Sea Robbers this evening as they lock horns against Algeria. In other leagues, of course, to give you insight as to what other football matches look out for this evening. Of course, there's Premier League matches this evening as Arsenal take on Fulham. Wolverhampton will lock horns against West Ham United. Nottingham Forest will welcome Manchester United this evening. Of course, our matches start off at around 9:15, and of course, the Manchester United and Forest Nottingham Forest game will kick off at around 9 p.m. this evening. And of course, we're in full throttle again as Formula One makes another return this weekend for yet another Formula One Grand Prix. I'll give you an insight as to where the Formula One is heading this weekend. And of course, not a good outing for as far as the Blitzboks are concerned. They were looking to perhaps come out victorious in this past weekend's HSBC Hong Kong series. As far as Sevens rugby is concerned, it was not said to be, as they could only play for 9th position against our fellow Africans, Kenya. Of course, the overall tournament winner went to minnows. I think it's fair to consider them as minnows, but nonetheless, Argentina are definitely being considered as perhaps a rugby superpower as things are moving up in the shorter format of the game. But of course, they have dominated in the longer format as far as the 15-man is concerned, and now they've shifted all that momentum to the shorter format of the match, and of course, they are claiming the much illustrious HSB Sevens Hong Kong series this past weekend. That's pretty much my story for now. Of course, I'm back again around 10 o'clock and at 10:30 for that full bulletin. Until then, that's enough said.
So, because some things are just worth the past, okay?
Yeah, $10 million rand is not enough.
but it's 10 million US dollars, okay, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I said, but any day, anytime, you can catch me at the red door with the 10 million bag. Okay, because I'm taking that, because that can fix everything. A lot of people say, some people with the tweet say that the blue door they're not taking the blue door because some things money can fix. Or some things can be changed.
But you know what the funny thing is with the blue door, there are certain mistakes that perhaps costed you 10 million rand, and maybe if you go through the blue door, those mistakes, if you rectify them, you could perhaps have that 10 meter in your account. Maybe just.
Yeah, maybe if you lost the lottery numbers.
Yeah, because I was speaking
as
one of my mates was actually on site, and he said, you know what, all the Betway slips that have gone wrong, I made one wrong selection. I can just go back and change that selection, and that will turn back into a couple of mises.
Okay, I guess.
That's one way
like
of looking of it. I never thought of it like that. Hey.
Yeah, but that's if you got a lot of tickets. I mean, come on, that's different.
Hey, some
but the
people
money's
are
right
out here.
there, ladies and gentlemen. It's right there. Just take the money.
Look, if I have like Powerball tickets to like a couple of 100 mil, I'd take the blue door and go back and cash those tickets properly.
Not exactly. Okay, yeah. Wait. If you put it that way, that's one scenario that I never saw actually. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm a man who doesn't take chances, so I don't do the lottery. So I'm taking the money now.
Yeah.
Just in case, man. You never be too sure. But anyways, download the Bogart radio app. Let's have a chat on the Bogart Morning Chat tab. The name is Ronnie J. Driz, extraordinary DJ. Good morning. All right, it's time for the news wrap, just to hear what's happening across the world and locally. And the first one, the long-awaited budget speech, is we hear that the ANC is reportedly, the ANC and the DA are reportedly coming to an agreement with the country's budget, with the deal already struck with the small parties as well.
Which smaller parties? How many of them?
I think enough to try to derail the DA, because there isn't actually funny enough. This morning it was say that there isn't an agreement, to say the least. There's still a big debate. Obviously, the DA, being the second majority party in Parliament, are arguing and saying we're not going to accept this, especially a 0.5 increase in VAT, which is also included in this budget increase. So the ANC is saying, listen, actually we're not going to be told and moved around by what the DA's indecisions are. What we're going to do is, if the DA does not want to be part of it, we'll go call the smaller parties. But now some of the smaller parties come out and they said, hey, we're also not on board with this. So Musi Maimani, Action SA, and the likes have also, EFF as well, have also declined being a part, agreeing to this budget. So it seems like the ANC has things stand on their own. So they might move over to the likes of the IFP and other smaller parties to bring them on. If those smaller parties agree to this, that means the DEA and everyone else now have no voice in the GNU. So it could cause a bit more stir and disturbance as far as the government.
They're really fighting with the 0.5.
Yeah.
Not only that, they're fighting for a lot of things. 0.5 is just a common ground for normal South African citizens. But what the DA is fighting out is there are other things behind the curtain that we are not aware of that the DA is fighting against. But they're using this as a play. Remember, I said last time they'll agree to something, but then in that agreement there's always a disagreement that they will voice out their opinion on.
Oh, okay.
In other news, the Women's League of the MK Party expressed concern over the lack of accountability regarding the case of a 7-year-old girl who was sexually assaulted in the Eastern Cape last year. I'm sure you've seen it going around, #Justice for Kwekwe.
Yeah, man, I think by next week we're going to have the MEC of the Minister of Education here just to tell us what exactly is going on, you know.
There was a huge cry to get the school to close the school down, which I'm not in agreement with at all.
They've deregistered the school.
They've deregistered the school already.
Yeah, but I mean, there's one, I understand 100% the emotional implication that comes with the one child that's been affected, but now you're going to affect 1,000 other kids by one child. Those other parents have to go buy a new uniform. They have to find new ways to get the kids to the school. Remember, we're talking about Eastern Cape. We're not talking about Johannesburg, Sandton City. Transportation infrastructure already is an issue in Eastern Cape. So now to have one school closed down, one school out of probably 10 schools in the whole of Eastern Cape closed down, where are these other parents supposed to find solutions?
But the reasons outweigh the reason for safety. That's why they're closing the other school. For the other school, for their
but
safety.
the infrastructure is not the issue. It's not the one that's causing the
But
issue.
what
The
the
people in the infrastructure are causing the issue. So rather point out the rotten potatoes, go to the school and say, Mr. Principal, you're no longer part of the school. We're going to remove you and put you into another province.
That's the thing.
Remove the
That's
teachers.
the thing. There's parties and other forces that are saying no.
Like
we're
every
gonna
forum.
we're gonna protect this particular person, and it's gonna be in there. But the longer this person is there, probably the more damage is doing.
It's done a lot of damage.
So
Also.
for the safety for the children, let the minister, in fact, let the organization, the education department, take them and put them in other schools, because that's what they do. Basically, they literally themselves, they take the children and put them into their other schools. So.
Yeah, but
regarding safety
I
and
agree.
everything else,
I get you 100%.
it
But
will
I
be
think
difficult.
there's heavy implications on the parents and the surrounding community. Funny enough, also the child Kwekwe's mom is a police officer. Do you guys know that?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So why is it? Okay,
She's
there's something
the most
here.
upset.
Yeah.
She's the most.
Yeah, she's the most upset because obviously she's inside
Yeah.
the Justice
Yeah,
Department.
so now
and
she's saying
now,
like justice has
Yeah.
literally failed my own daughter. Funny about what she did when she went to report the police did assist her. I'm not sure if it was because of her ranking or because of the situation, but when she did go report the issue, the police assisted her immediately. But I mean, to sit in a position where you're thinking now, like your own justice system is failing you, and you're somebody that's in the lead or in the high rank as far as the justice system is concerned. And they
no, but
can't
the
do
justice system is not failing here. They have taken an investigation. The investigation is underway. They
But
were
that's
like
only
one
because
person,
of the
2
outcry.
person, then
That's
the
only
third
because,
person
that's
didn't
because
want to
online,
comply.
online outcry. Remember, she
Yeah.
went and reported this, but nothing happened. Only when she went on social media, then
That's
people,
when they started
then we decided,
investigating.
actually, let's investigate the issue. And this has happened 2 years ago, or a year ago, if I'm not mistaken. Last year. So you can only imagine as a parent, you're sitting at home and your child is disgruntled and the child is not able to say anything. But now you wonder, how do I get through to this child? And yet nothing's happening. No, you only have to go to social media to report it so that they can get an interaction from social media. I mean, how many kids like quickly have been affected by this?
Exactly.
Only
That's
now.
what I'm saying. Like it needs to be brought into light. But the guy is going to court. I think if not tomorrow or Thursday, so that the ANC confirmed.
Do you know what he did as well? He expelled her.
Yes, and also he expelled her.
Yeah.
As well.
Not only her, he's expelled a lot of people under his leadership. Apparently, there was a parent this morning that was saying there were other people that were being expelled during the principal's tenure in the school, and they've never been given bad reports. But I mean, they've never given good reports during the expulsion. But of course, if you lose your job, you're never going to say anything good about the person that's expelling you.
So what if he was doing this all this time and then
maybe
he just expels people?
Then he expels people because they don't want to expose him. It can be an issue as well. So I really think they need to shut down the school and just really look at everything.
Madam Jen, 7
Especially
years
this
old.
kid.
Yeah, no, this world is 7.
7.
I mean, I'm not condoning any other age, but 7.
Yeah, and I feel like those guys, they knew this caretaker or whoever.
Yeah, because why would you send a
something.
7-year-old to go clean a classroom?
Which is a big red flag.
I think there were 3 people implicated: the principal, the caretaker, and there was one other person that was on the transport driver on the school grounds. A lot of fingers to be pointed out here, but hopefully it's being pointed at the right person. Nonetheless, speaking about local news, Eskom has now granted approval to keep operating 8 of its coal-fired power stations, despite exceeding the country's pollution standards.
I said, let's get this electricity going, okay?
You know, I was about to.
Personally, I'm all for the pollution and everything else. But listen, the people who are going to be affected by this here is not our kids. It's not our kids, okay? It's going to be something else. But now we have no choice,
Yeah,
just that we have got too many people now. The population is bigger.
Also, I don't see it on the news here, but nonetheless, Eskom was therefore they've also improved the tariff. They've introduced the tariff increases from today. So those that are buying electricity from Eskom will have to pay an extra 17 rand. I think it's extra 17 rand for the electricity tariffs and whatnot.
Listen, these people here, I personally think they don't have. Their solution is not to increase. The solution is to build more infrastructures. Maybe the increase is to build more infrastructures.
You're increasing on something that citizens that people don't even get. How are you going to increase electricity tariffs when I don't even have electricity?
Well, that's the problem that you have at first, because now you build a power station to cater for 2 million, and now we are 6 million. So now this 2 million power station, it will suffer. That means you need to create more. That's the solution. That's my solution, basically. It's crazy.
To charge based on having solar panels. They have new tariffs.
Oh, so if you're off the grid and you have a solar panel, that means you possibly pay a lot higher.
Wow.
So why are you punishing people with solutions? I don't get it. How are you going to
But I
punish?
thought maybe there was a
solution.
once-off payment to go off grid. It's no longer there. People.
Yeah, because now you're looking at you think, when you think you're clever, we'll get you. We'll show you.
Wow. Because I had a couple of my friends that went off the grid already.
Yeah.
Their houses and everything else that they're building, and they had to pay like a once-off fee.
Do you have an idea how much the tariffs are?
20,000 something there.
They said minimum it should be 9,000.
9,000 rand a month.
Yeah.
Headband.
For having a solar power, 9,000 rand.
Guys.
So just pay the electricity.
Might as well just pay electricity.
That's what they want.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna pay the electricity how much I've used but I'll still have a solar panel. Do they still charge you for having a solar panel? Ah, no. So it's like having a car now. you have no choice.
If you want to move, you must pay.
So now they're licensing the solar panels. Hey.
Yeah, I know.
You need to pay
Wasn't there
your
a point where they had a discount encouraging people to get solar panels, saying, oh, you could get this much off and you'll get tax back if you buy solar
Imagine
panels.
being taxed for natural energy. Imagine that. Like,
And we have so much sun in South Africa.
Who can we speak to regarding this? In fact, we need to get someone from the Ministry of Electricity or something like that. We need to give them a call. Actually,
Chief, they'll turn
I'm
our
gonna find
powers
out.
off, yeah.
Don't
go digging. Don't go
okay.
digging.
And he's gonna send me to go
Hey,
do it.
yeah. Next thing you know, the powers are going off.
Of course
You're
I'm
like,
saying,
but Chief, where's the electricity now?
Wow. Anyways, moving along, but we're definitely gonna get one of them in here, actually, because we need to talk about this. Right. The national government has pledged to closely monitor the usage of the 1.4 billion disaster relief fund. Come on, man, they're not gonna closely monitor. Who's closely monitoring this thing?
I was watching
Everything was closely monitored.
Actually, I forgot what the minister's name was. Yesterday, he was reading out numbers. In his speech, every second word was a number of million. 5 million rand is going to this province for what? 10 million rand? I'm just, where are all these millions? How?
Man.
But nonetheless,
I like it when they say we're gonna closely monitor. You know, when these guys
he even said that there was money that was sent into Eastern Cape, about 5 million rand, and that money sits in the infrastructure account, and it does not get used.
Yeah,
and then it gets sent back into government on my house. So this money, who gets a notification? Because how is 5 million rand sitting in your account and you don't see it?
It's just you won't see it exactly. Who gets the notification? No.
Okay, so the Western Cape Education MEC David Maynor has urged parents of over 33,000 grade 7 learners to apply for grade 8 placement for next year as soon as possible. Basically, don't wait last minute.
Yeah, and hopefully the online systems are working for that as well.
You know how scary grade 8 is for a kid? Now you want to go put your kid in a school late.
Yeah. Wrong uniform.
Wrong everything. Yeah.
Wrong everything. Standing in the corner there like a lost child.
Yeah, don't do that to your kid, guys.
Yeah.
Nonetheless,
I used to look at other children like that. This one is
this
lost.
poor kid. Why are you? Where are your
I
parents?
was once, I moved in the middle of the school year from a school whose school uniform was blue to a school where the school uniform was green. And my dad said, you're in grade 7, you're doing high school next year. There's no point in me buying you a new uniform. You could find me on the playground just by standing on one end. You'd spot me so fast. It was so embarrassing.
Oh, so you were one of those kids.
I was that kid.
I feel for you.
Continuing with local news, our former president Jacob Zuma has suffered an 8th defeat in his attempt to privately prosecute state advocate Billy Downer and, of course, News 24 journalist Karen Moghon.
And the ANC has vowed to resist international pressure, including the threats from U.S. President Donald Trump, lobbying efforts from the Afrikaner group regarding the land reform policies and the South African genocide case against the Israel CJ.
You know what, USA likes engendering themselves in countries. Do you think we the next country, like we the next Iraq or something?
Somebody was like, no, if the US leaves or whatever, they're not giving us support. I'm like, the US was never giving you support. They were benefiting something. Okay, they wouldn't just out of their good hearts. Like, come on, look at everywhere else. It's a good thing. I'm glad the president says it's a wake-up call, because sometimes we're not saying the white people must leave. No, in fact, they're not leaving. They're with us. Okay, they're with us. Okay, but these guys, they're taking other things from us that shouldn't be taken. So it's okay. They can just, okay, but don't cancel my visa, Donald Trump. I'm with you. I'm just saying.
You're trying to get a lifeline.
The camera. Yeah.
In other news, Chinese
Don't wanna go to
automotive company BYD, which is stands for Build Your Dreams, is expanding its South African offerings with the introduction of 3 new plug-in hybrid vehicles this week. The Chinese vehicles are boss, I think, like
they're really in the
Omoda and
country.
the...
They're like they're taking over, bro.
I've been telling people like these vehicles are amazing.
I saw this other
Everything about them.
I saw an Omoda Jato yesterday. I'm like, what kind of car is this? Looking like a Range Rover out here.
Yeah, inside. Have you seen inside?
Bro, it's like screens on screens.
Bro.
I'm like, how? What dashboard is
Last number, and the efficiency is good.
Yeah.
You
Never
know?
mind the efficiency, the price.
Yeah, the price as well. It's amazing.
Sure.
Really amazing.
Yeah, no, let the Chinese take over. They clearly know what they're doing.
They must come. It's okay.
They must do their things.
They must come, not Donald Trump. Again, my visa, when I applied a visa to Disneyland, okay, again, I still want to Disneyland. Okay.
Just to give you some insight as far as our sport is concerned, the Blitzbox shift their attentions to the Singapore HSBC series. The Pro Cheers get ready for a series down under against Australia, and of course Formula One heads over to Japanese Grand Prix, and of course everything to play for this evening for the CAF Champions League quarterfinals first leg. More insight in a short while.
Listen, I like good things. I like good life. Okay, I'm not trying to stress myself. I'm not trying to work.
You are the man that will spend money on apps just because they automate his life.
Yeah, why not? I mean, it's there. That's like telling me not to use a car and walk. Like, you know what I mean? It's the inventions that human beings created to make our lives easier.
Nah.
You know what I mean? Listen, is it the, what do you call it? The third evolution? What do you call it?
Fourth industrial.
Yeah, fourth. Yeah, we're on the fourth industrialization. This is where we're at. And you're telling me to act like we're in the third. In fact, the second industrialization. Come on, man. We're not doing that right now, man. So definitely, I am taking the 10 million. Man, all these other doors, I don't know. But I like the last one you pointed out when you said, is it all the knowledge that you have?
Yeah,
Was
like
it-
if you
it's
have
not-
like the Powerball numbers, and then you can generate income that's like within the hundreds of millions and make much more
Is
money.
that even allowed?
Well, it didn't say you can't.
Well, actually, I don't think it's allowed.
What's that?
Why wouldn't someone must be doing that? If I was in Mtagati, definitely, bro.
Hey, man, I'll be stacking.
I'll check collecting balls, bro.
Yeah, I'll be
Homie.
stacking, dog.
They'll see me there at that time, a random store, Pakistani store. I'm just give my lotto tickets, like, Chief, my money, please.
No, but for real, why aren't fortune tellers
Yeah.
playing the lottery? Why aren't they rich?
Well, that's
They
the
can't be
big
banned. They
question.
can't be banned from that. Go. What's that lady? Go. What?
They can't ban them because you can't banning them
How are
in
you
the
gonna
what
know? How are you
basis?
gonna know they use the magic to use?
Because even if I can't see my own numbers, I can see yours.
Yeah,
and
then
we'll
we
work
go
some-
half and half. Yeah.
Right? We work something out.
That's the thing. That is the thing right there that we don't know.
Fortune tellers must
Why
come and tell
aren't
us.
they
Why aren't they
there?
getting it? Yeah.
Why aren't they getting
Where
it?
is the
Because I'll
talent
be
in fortune
nice.
telling?
I'll be nice.
I'd be out there.
You see, that's the thing. The other day, I was having a discussion with a group of friends of mine, and you know, in that group, I'm the crazy one because I always got these facts.
Bro, is there
and
any
these
group where you're not the
questions.
crazy one?
And these questions. No, but I got questions. You know what
Sure,
I mean?
yeah.
I got questions. Like, you know, if I was, what's the name? Gogo Mao.
Maweni, yeah. okay,
Maweni?
mm.
So you make money for other people, right? And she's got money, right? And everybody that has gotten this money, to me, it doesn't make sense. Whatever they had to sacrifice, apparently the sacrifice is huge or whatever. Okay, sharp, it's huge. If I was to go there, listen, I want money that take me to Mars. Okay, I want Elon Musk to bow my knees if it's about money. Why can't you give me that money? That was my question. Because if I'm going to her and I'm sacrificing, they were like, no, you have to sacrifice your family or whatever. I'm like, yeah, the family's gone. Okay?
So you're selling them out at the same time. Like, no,
Family's gone.
I'm going to be out of here anyway.
Here's the fam. Give me the whatever trillions. We need to go to Mars right now. We need to build the rockets, okay? Because the only reason why NASA is not going, have you noticed why NASA is not building rockets going back to the moon and everything? Because of money. The government US is like, because the government,
One
the US
space
government,
suit costs $20 million.
yeah, exactly. The US government owns NASA, and it's just not their priority right now to say we're going to put our budget towards, NASA for them to go to the moon.
Is that not why
Well,
you
it's
why these
SpaceX.
astronauts are being stuck in space?
Yes,
Now there's no
exactly.
money to
They
bring them
back
back.
now.
Imagine.
By
But
the way.
SpaceX,
There are others that are
yeah.
stuck there. We don't know about them.
There's others also.
Yeah, that's what it is. But SpaceX is the private-owned company. They're focusing, they're pouring the money, but they can't even do 100% because they don't have the money. But imagine So you are telling me I gotta go Maweni, you can give me all this? All I have to do is sacrifice the dog or the chicken?
Hey man, there's no way you're getting $1 trillion from sacrificing a dog. No,
Yeah,
what kind of
there's
dog
no
is that?
way.
A German Shepherd or what?
I don't
No.
know.
You are going to cry while you are making
They
that
say
sound.
whatever you love, you have to give her the most thing that you love. Like, if it's the fam, because usually it's the family. or
What
it's
if
the
I love
child or
myself
whatever.
more than anyone?
Listen, this is for the good of humanity, okay? Even if it means I'm not there, but let me build those rockets, okay? The rockets that will take us there. I want that money, but why isn't anybody getting that money? That's my question. Which is the same question, like why can't they win the lottery tickets as well? That means they are not all that powerful. If they're all that powerful, they're not all that knowing. So it's two things here.
I know there's an excuse. To me, I want to know what that excuse is. Someone told us more. Like, you will tell us why they can't make us win money.
No,
You'll
I don't
say,
want to tell us more. I want Gogo Maweni to come here and sit and answer the question. That's what I want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't want to
I
ask
will
on
be
social
taking
media.
leave on that day.
No, I mean I'll be here. I'll be here to ask I got a question. So yeah, so I don't know. Maybe I'm the weird guy. Hey, what do you mean I'm the weird guy in every group? Come on, man.
He's going back to that.
I can't be the weird guy in every group, bro. Come on, man. Because I got questions. But anyways, yeah, some Twitter, other tweets regarding the 10 million. Someone is asking the same question Rob asked: is it 10 million US or 10 million Zim dollars? Okay, it's 10 million US dollars. Read and forget about the past. Oh yeah, my sister. There we go. Her name is I can't read this name here, but yeah, Neo. Yeah, she's taking the red door as well. And the other guy said blue door any day. Some things can be fixed.
Someone told me they'll go through 5 red doors any day.
Yeah, you know. Others say red door. Okay, cool. Okay, that guy with the blue door, yeah. Say some things can be fixed by money, but that's his opinion. You know what I'm saying? Because mine fix everything.
Maybe he
on my
just
side.
wants to say, have one more conversation with someone. You know, maybe the last time he spoke to somebody, he said, I hate you or something. Now he just wants to go back and just say something meaningful, something kind.
For what? For what? Listen, they're gone, okay? You're also going to be gone. But the 10 million,
I'm just going to
I'd rather
continue
be
on my
gone
mind.
and have 10 million. Okay?
How are you going to have the 10 million if you are gone?
No, but remember, I'm going to spend the 10 million before I go. So,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
it's okay. All right, cool. I think that's about it from my side with the tweets and the people.
No, I
tweeting
think
at
as
me.
long as it's money versus something else, the money is always going to win.
Yeah,
I think
the
we must
money
try
was
and make
good.
it like an equal trade, like that. Yo, how
No,
do I find one without
Especially
money?
people who say money can't buy happiness.
Now you can buy my happiness.
The people who are rich, they suffer the most. Listen, I know the people with the money. I hang out with a couple of them. I'm telling you now,
They're not suffering.
they're not suffering. They are happy. I can tell you right now, man.
Money can buy my happiness, Shim.
You know what I mean?
All of
You've
it.
got, like, I don't know. Like, just because a few people with money are not happy. Listen,
I'm not one of them.
I am gonna be happy. Me and my friends are gonna be happy.
You know?
Not happy, you know, one of them, man. And just to close it off, man, justice for the 7-year-old kid in the Eastern Cape there.
Yes.
Has she found a school yet? She hasn't. Has
I'm not
anybody?
sure.
No, I don't think there hasn't been any word on how the child is doing herself. Obviously, this has all been about the school, the principal, the parents, the justice system. So there hasn't been any word on the child. I don't think the parents would want any publication on the child thus far,
okay, cool.
considering the media attention it's received now.
So the petition is currently, well, the last time I checked, sitting at about over 600,000 signatures.
And how many
I was
signatures?
ready
we
for you to
needed?
say
The
600,000 rand. I was waiting for the amount on the currency there.
The goal, I believe, was 500,000. So we knocked it out the park.
So that's why it's going to court.
Yeah, I think so. I believe so. Because
That's
a
why
lot
it's
of
in court
people stood
tomorrow.
up. And it wasn't just one petition. Just one. The main one is 600,000. If you were to add all of them up, it would be over 1 million signatures of people saying, hand over your DNA.
So,
That's
so if he hands over this DNA, then he comes out negative.
Then he's dumb. Because why did you do all that? You could have just handed it over.
Yeah, also that. Yeah, also that. Also that. You wanted to cause some noise over nothing.
Right?
Yeah.
So I think it's him. Because why else would you cause so much nonsense just of an earbud they put in your mouth and you move on with your life.
Guys, I'll probably leave you with this question in your mind. Where do you think is the safest place for kids?
At this point, I don't think anywhere. You're not safe in church, you're not safe at school, you're not safe at home, you're not safe anywhere.
Oh, you mentioned not being safe at home.
You're trying to say we should be cautious, basically.
We need to be. Don't trust anyone, even your family members. Don't trust them around your kids.
Yeah, because some they went and grabbed the insurance, man.
Yeah.
You feel me? Trust no one.
They'll chop an arm for 20,000 rand.
Yo,
Yeah, just said, yo, to go my way, you can take the fam just now.
you see, you are one
Just-
of them.
No, but it's for the good.
Oh no, I'm not taking my siblings, bro.
Yo, guys,
Nephews
trust no one.
and nieces are not going to Ronnie's house, that's for sure. Ronnie will be in Mars by the time I'm calling him. Like, Chef, where's my
Guys, we need to
nephew?
go to Mars, guys.
Where's my nephew?
Yeah, man.
Well, no, on a serious note, hopefully the issue gets sorted out, and of course, as justice has prevailed or will probably prevail for Kwekwe and the family, hopefully things get sorted out. And yeah, it is South Africa. It's unfortunate that these kind of things happen on a regular basis, but hopefully after this situation, things will be curbed up a little bit more differently, and we'll look at the lives of women and children a lot more differently in the country going forward.
So I'm guessing there's no music and lights for today?
No, sir.
Okay. All right, cool. Then this is where we can say breakfast is served. Then we do this again tomorrow. It's gonna
We've
be
got Motorsport Weekly.
yes.
Oh, the big weekends
The big
this weekend. Huh?
Yes. it's gonna be this
Yeah.
week.
Yo,
It's
can we
very
please
exciting.
go, guys?
No, we are definitely going.
Oh, we
if
are
we don't
there.
go, in fact, Ishmael's going to cancel us.
It's gonna cancel us. You know
Actually,
what I
We
mean?
need to be there.
Yeah, we've booked an appointment with the minister, Mr. Gaten McKenzie. So yes,
Ooh.
so he's definitely gonna be there. We missed him last time. He was expecting us.
Yeah.
So this time we're gonna be there early. I'm gonna be there at 10 a.m.
I just want to be in
Just
the
to make
passenger seat of someone's car when they're racing.
Say, well, lele.
Just once.
Yeah, ne? Yeah, I see.
Why are you
I
all
see, I see.
judging me in the studio?
We don't know. We
We don't offer life insurance.
No
and those
one's
kind of
making
things.
eye contact. This is crazy.
All right, cool, man. Just like their breakfast is served, we'll do this again from tomorrow from 9 up until 11.